Around the Table on Harrison's original KHOZ.
Welcome to Around the Table. It is a Wednesday. It is our hump day. Hump day.
There we go. That's close enough.
We'll get synced up here in a second. Ann, how are you doing?
I'm all right, Dan.
You're a little excited this morning.
Am I?
You are. She says, I want to talk about something, but I don't want to talk about it before the show.
I don't, because we know if we pre-interview, then we don't talk about it. You know, we already know. Thanks for the fuzz.
You want that?
No, I'm good. I went to the Boone County Community Band concert last night, and I was really not overwhelmed, but I was impressed.
You were impressed?
I didn't know what my expectations were, really, but even the size of it, that they have so many instruments 40, represented,
I think, yeah.
And it's just really impressive that we have that kind of talent around here. And then I got to see Phelan, who was my band director.
Well, of course,
you know, I mean, he doing his thing.
Yeah.
You know, and otherwise, both him and Wayne were in the back playing. It was really a good concert.
Well,
and
good.
I enjoyed the music, and I know they did a challenging piece, and they nailed it. It was really, really good.
Good.
Yeah. So I would encourage anyone when their Christmas concert comes around, we'll have them on, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I would encourage you to make a point to go to those.
Good.
I had wished I had asked my brother to go, because he played percussion too.
Oh,
I mean, he was in band, but anyway. Next time. Okay. There you are. That's my story.
How long of a concert was it?
It was a good hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
But they had
That's
a 15-minute intermission in there too.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. You know, you think about it when you're doing this as a youngster, and also all the time.
Yeah.
You don't get, your mouth gets worn out, but not in the same way. You know?
Yeah.
So they're like, well, after that one song that was the challenging one.
The challenging one, yeah.
He said, we need a break. And then they had the three clarinetists who did it's called Southwind Trio, and they were very, very
good.
Exceptionally good. And they will be at the Farmers Market this Saturday.
Oh, playing?
Playing. So
good.
Okay. There you are.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
It's and they don't charge for this.
No, it's free. You can give a donation.
Yeah.
And, you know, I would encourage people to do that. They have to buy music,
yeah.
which they talked about. They will donate that music that they have bought to a school, one of the local schools.
So they can play
cool. And plus they had, you know, students, their ex-students as part of the band. It was just really neat. Anyway,
that's fun.
Kudos to them for
starting
starting
it. I think when you get, especially musicians and artists, when you find something like that in your life, it gets in your blood and it never goes away.
Exactly.
And you always want to do it, and you'll walk over hot coals to perform or whatever. And it's just really nice to see that.
Made me wish I had not gotten rid of my clarinet. But if I hadn't just been a subpar clarinetist in the first place, you know, maybe I would really, really think, well, I can get a clarinet.
I bet
but it hasn't hit me. That bug hadn't hit me yet.
I bet you Mr. Phelan would allow you to take your reed out and pretend that you're playing with it. You could lip sync without, you know, however they do that.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that plays out.
That's fun. Well, good.
All right, but it was good.
Good.
Yeah.
We've got a great Moark Big Deals.
We do,
going
Dan.
on. It's there's on the 27th, which is a couple more days here. We'll be auctioning off a Daikin Intra Mini Split air conditioning unit. It's one of those things that, you know, you don't have to have ductwork. You just slap it on the wall, plug it in, and it cools the house.
Right.
It's 12,000 BTU. It's at 18 SEER 2. I don't know what that means.
So it's only an air conditioner, because yesterday we were kind of wondering.
I always thought that they were
a
combo.
I don't know. That doesn't really specify that.
Might want to get some clarification. I think that all those units are combos. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, if you have him on, you can for sure ask.
We're going to try to have him on Friday and give him the platform to talk about it. This unit will cool an area up to 550 550 square feet, insulated, included, provided by Capaldi's One Stop Heating and Cooling. So summer's coming up. Your house is going to get hot. So this may be just an air conditioning unit, but we'll get clarification on that. But they're going to be auctioning it off May 27th.
So you need to go to moarkbigdeals.com and put in your bid.
Yeah.
I don't know what the starting bid is. I didn't look that up, but you know, it's a good opportunity. They have some good deals on that, I do have to say.
Yeah. Okay.
And ones like this, you have to act fast.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to auction it off May 27th.
There you go.
All right. Let's talk some weather because I don't want it to rain this weekend. I've got stuff I want to do outside.
Well, damn. You know, you can't control the weather.
Well, let's try to put
manipulate it a little. Yeah. Where'd you go?
I'm right here.
Okay, so sunny today with a high of 80. This is your day.
Okay, I better do it today then.
A 40% chance of showers tonight with a low of 55. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 74. Thursday night, mostly clear with a low of 49. Dang, it's dipping into the 40s. That's just silly.
Put my knickers on.
Friday, a 20% chance of showers in the afternoon, mostly sunny, high near 72. Friday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms, low of 57, and that chance of precip is at 60%.
And then Saturday, you'll be landing in the Caribbean.
Well, Friday.
Oh, you going Friday?
I'm flying Friday.
You're not working Friday?
No, Dan.
Oh, okay. Will you be on the beach Saturday?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Will you be underwater?
We're not
diving
on Saturday.
So you're going to just kind of walk up and down the beach?
We wanted a day just to chill.
Yeah.
You know? And the last day we do too because we can't dive, like you're not supposed to dive 18 hours before you get on a flight.
Well, you know, the popular thing now is to get shells and put SOS on the beach.
How about I write, Dan is a blank.
Well, Saturday it looks like a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms will be moving into our area. Partly sunny with a high near 77. Saturday night, 50% chance of showers continues with some thunderstorms possible. Low 66. Sunday, showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm. High 79. 70% chance of showers. Sunday night, 60% chance of showers with low around 57. And then Memorial Day, high 72, 30% chance of showers. So it's going to, it's just going to sprinkle here and there.
Wet.
And then Tuesday, high 72.
So your weekend doesn't look too promising
at
this very moment.
I need to divert some water around my studio.
Yep.
I think what I may have to do is just stand out there in a rain suit and a bucket.
There you go. There you go, Dan. That's what you need to do. That's
All right.
it. All right.
All right. We've got topics to ponder. We got one today. Do you want to do two?
No, I think we'll just do one. That taxes my brain enough just to do one.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
If your best friend could choose one word to describe your personality, what would it be?
I'm going to go with spunky.
Spunky? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay.
I don't know. What do you think? Well, okay, you're not my best friend, but you're a friend.
So whatever word comes out of my mouth wouldn't be qualified as a best friend comment.
About me?
Yes.
That's a little scary.
I would say...
Starts with, sounds like...
2 words.
Oh, God.
Enjoyably spastic.
Oh, okay.
You're spastic.
I am a little spastic.
You are spastic. Or take the enjoyable out. Just say spastic. How about that?
Okay. But, I'm not on the upper scale of spastic. I could be more spastic.
You're up on the upper scale of my meter.
Really?
Oh.
Really?
Oh.
That was not something that I've ever thought of to describe myself as spastic.
Well, ask people today, am I a little spastic?
No, I don't want to put the thought in their head.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to ask them this right here.
Okay. All right.
To describe my personality, what would it be?
And
you?
What?
What?
What would my best friend say about me? Oh, I don't know. Maybe good heart.
Personality.
A good heart.
I think
maybe.
you're funny.
I'm funny?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, funny enough to make a living up
No, I
on
don't know
stage?
about that. I'm just saying. I think you're funny.
Would I
you
be?
say, you go down these roads.
I think
you're
I'm
just
a
funny.
little witty, but
Yeah.
in a weird way.
I'm kind of used to that. I got that at home. Witty in a weird way.
You're witty in a weird
No,
way?
he is.
Oh, your husband? Well, most men, from a woman's point of view, are a little weird.
But he's witty.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got
I
any,
wanted to see if we have some comments.
yeah, you got any comments?
Another one where I'm afraid to know. Okay. Unflinching.
Oh, who said that?
Leslie King.
Okay.
Compassionate, sometimes to a fault. That would be your wife.
Yes, I told her that last night. And we did this
Uh-huh.
thing, yeah.
And absolute is Stroop FX.
Oh, okay.
That's all we have so far.
Okay.
But go to our Facebook page.
Yeah.
The graphic is on there. And answer the question for today. It's if your best friend could choose one word to describe your personality, what would it be?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
He made it. Charles A. Lindbergh, Lucky Lindy as they call him, landed at Le Bourget Airport, Paris
Bourget.
at 5:24 this afternoon.
Okay, 98 years ago, Charles Lindbergh landed his Spirit of St. Louis near Paris, completing the first solo airplane flight across the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay.
I bestow the Distinguished Flying Cross upon Colonel Charles A. Lindbergh.
This was 3 weeks later when the President Calvin Coolidge honored Lindbergh. I don't know where I guess, I don't know where they were at, but he honored him.
Wow.
And then number 3.
66 years ago, the musical Gypsy opened on Broadway. With music by Jewel Stein and lyrics by Stephen Sondheim, it settled in for a run of 702 performances. The star on opening night was Ethel Merman, who sang Everything's Coming Up Roses.
I don't know what the world's coming to, but it's a sad thing for this young man to have lost his life in this way. It's a tragedy.
34 years ago, India's former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated in southern India as he campaigned for a return to office. A powerful bomb killed Gandhi and several other people. He met the same fate as his mother, Indira, who was assassinated while serving as Prime Minister. This was President Bush, and his horrifying thoughts about the killing. And then 6.
5.
Oh, 5. Oh.
He just mowed him down, and then he mowed him down again. And he started coming towards me and my friends, and we ran out.
27 years ago, a student, Kip Kinkle, shot and killed 2 students and wounded 22 at Thurston High School in Springfield, Oregon. Michelle Calhoun's boyfriend was one of those killed. A search of Kinkle's home turned up the bodies of his parents, whom he had also killed.
Wow.
Wow.
We have a birthday cut today. The singer Ron Isley of the Isley Brothers was born on this day in 1941. He's 84 today, and one of their biggest hits was This Old Heart of Mine.
Okay.
Listen here, fool.
I pity the fool.
I pity the fool.
Yeah. Oh boy, Mr. T was born today in 1952. He's 73. After first playing the demonic opponent Sylvester Stallone had to be in Rocky III, Mr. T became a household name playing Sergeant Bosco B.A. Baracus on the A-Team.
Okay.
This Buffalo National River Float Report powered by Explorer.
A little bit ahead of myself here. Okay. Our last birthday cut, singer Wouter de Bakker was born on this day in 1980. He's 45 today. You know him best as Gotti?
Goite?
Goite?
Yeah, I don't know.
Gotai.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody
He
out
had
there
a
knows.
mega hit, somebody that I used to know.
Got ya?
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't know. I've heard it, but I don't really pay attention.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we have our guest, Greg Hoover.
Yes.
He's an Episcopal priest, and he's got wants to talk about the spiritual approach to weight management. Interesting take, and we'll find out that new way of looking at managing your diet and being healthy. In just a few minutes, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Stick around, stay with us. You're listening and watching Around the Table with Dan and Ann. Welcome back to Around the Table. In the studio with us for the very first time is Greg Hoover. He's the Episcopal priest, and he wants to talk about something spiritual today. And also to do with spirituality and also weight management.
Yeah, right. We don't
healthy living.
That's right. We don't hear those two things come together a lot, I don't think.
Well, tell us first, how long have you been here, but also in the priest, as a priest?
Yeah. I've been at St. John's here in Harrison, 707 West Central, for 11 years. It's hard to believe it. 11 years.
I can't believe we're just now meeting you.
Yeah, I know. This is crazy. Yeah, it's about time, right?
Yeah.
11 years. And then before that, I was at the Episcopal Church in Branson for 5 years.
Okay.
I did an overlap time where I did both churches, so 2 different dioceses, 2 different states,
oh,
2
boy.
different parishes.
Wow. Back and forth.
Yeah, burned up the highway, but I'm much happier just to be at St. John's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Wow.
Now, the Episcopals is I guess they were once a Catholic. That's where it all started.
Yeah, in a sense, that's kind of the headwaters of that kind of gave birth to the whole Protestant Reformation. England had its own Reformation as well, that paralleled that same time in history.
Well, there was even battles in England from the Catholics and the Protestants.
Catholics and Protestants, that's right, yeah.
Same God.
We're testing your knowledge.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't know there'd be the the hard-hitting historical.
I know, neither did we.
That is so ironic that Christians are fighting against themselves. Which God do they put in their back pocket? Your God or my God?
Right. Yeah. To worship the one who had nothing but a message of love and kindness and acceptance and inclusion and
I think
let's fight it. Let's fight it out.
I think the flesh got in the way, don't you think?
Oh yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah. Hey, that could dovetail into our class topic.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, there you go.
It could segue into it.
Go for it. We want to talk about it. We want to know about that and where that idea came.
Oh, thank you. Well, I do a lot of teaching at St. John's, and I have in the past as well. I have a passion for teaching ministry and Christian education and things of that nature. And I try to think of things that's going to help people in their daily life, so it's not pie in the sky by and by. It's like, what's going to make a difference right here, right now, where people are suffering and hurting. And in the modern world, a big problem it relates to issues of weight management. It could be either, let's say, excessive weight we want to get rid of, or other people struggling to have a healthy weight, other people struggling with conditions like diabetes and things. And we live in a culture and in a world where everywhere you go, there's these delicious items of food kind of shoved at us. So we have this, I'll say, good problem.
In huge portions.
In huge portions.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the problem in the world has changed dramatically, and the good thing is there's more food. The bad thing is it's all laden with sugar and fat and all these things that were so hard to get in nature. And now suddenly you can walk to a local convenience store and get 10,000 calories easy enough.
Oh, sure.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you're promoting or not promoting, but your thought process is that you can help to maintain a good weight management through spiritual aspect.
I do think so. I think that we live in a diet culture, and in this diet culture, everybody knows about 100,000 diets, and we're all confused. And people are on keto, and people are on low fat, and people are on vegan, and people are on fill in the blank. There's a million possibilities out there. So this class doesn't talk about any of that. I say you're very welcome to follow any or no dietary program. You can just come for information if you want to, or you could follow a diet as you're doing it. I won't be talking too much really at all about nutrition or things like that. What I will be talking about are some underlying issues that I think are deeper and more important. What is it within us that's not being fed? And so we try to fill it with food or alcohol or anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's prevalent in people that have I'm going to say low self-esteem, so they'll hide behind a refrigerator, and that's one thing that they do, is they eat more, to feel that need that they want to be satisfied, and food is a satisfier.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a very primary satisfier.
Yes.
And it does have an emotional effect on the brain. We'll get a hit of dopamine.
Right.
And we'll feel good for a few moments.
Yeah.
And then
Till
we
you
have
don't.
our famous sugar crash. That's right. That will happen afterwards.
So
have you done some nutrition, like, you know a little bit about it because you know how all that functions?
Yeah, I do. I'm really big on not stepping outside my field of expertise, but on my own, yes, I've read a lot. I'm fascinated by nutrition. And if I was in another life, I could probably be a nutritionist because I think it's very interesting, but I'm not.
Right.
My thing is spirituality. So
But that gives you some insight.
It does. It does help, right? Yeah. And there are some universal principles, I think, of healthy eating that really are good to know for people and to avoid those really extreme types of yo-yo dieting that really doesn't do anything to help anyone. It's another version of that feeling the addictive crave to feel better emotionally, spiritually.
And can you ever get off the diet, because you're not fulfilling the spot that needs to be filled?
You're still hungry spiritually or emotionally or whatever word we want to use for that, for something that's real but non-physical that we deal with.
This is non-denominational too. I mean, you're not, you're not doing it as an Episcopal class. It's
anyone is welcome. You can come if you are any Christian background or no Christian background. It's totally fine. Now, I will be using spiritual ideas and principles. I'll talk about things like being present and mindful with our food, realizing that's a sacred gift in a world where people are still starving. And so food itself becomes almost a sacrament, something that we would take mindfully and take our time with and slowly learn to savor and maybe even appreciate food more, by doing that. And then, some kind of core Christian ideas like the body being a temple of the Lord. And so we wouldn't go into our favorite church and throw junk food all over the walls and spray paint on it, right? It's a sacred place. Well, in the Christian tradition, we talk about God's presence somehow being within us, the presence of God somehow being within us. And that's why we say it's the temple of the Lord. So honoring that is a way of honoring God, honoring the sacred, honoring the holy, the divine.
And if you can change that mindset in people to see it that way, then it's kind of a done deal.
Yes, there you go, yeah, and start feeding those deeper needs again, those needs for connection to other people. We don't have that. Well, we can get a bag of potato chips and open it up, and there's our friend for the evening.
Yeah,
self-soothing.
Do you delve into healthy foods? I mean, do you look at labels and say this is full of carbs, it's full of sugar, all the things that aren't good for you, that kind of thing?
In the class, I'm planning on mainly talking about the spiritual and emotional issues. That being said, I anticipate the questions because they're always going to come. And I do think that if you look at kind of all these dietary interventions out there, you do start to see a few common denominators that come into place. And in terms of that, it's pretty straightforward, really. A lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grains, taking the, replacing white foods with more, you might say, peasant bread, those wholer foods, lean proteins, cutting back on sugar, watching our fat. In nature, it was really hard for, the history of the human race to get sugar and fat, and we need that. The modern world, we know that. So we laid in everything with sugar and fat. Yeah. And those are going to be your two big culprits,
Yeah, and I think the Americans are probably the poster child for not eating properly and being a little overweight. And in some cultures, they don't have obesity. So
Right.
They don't have the foo-foo in the food.
They don't have the foo-foo in the food, right?
Well, one thing I noticed, I was in France not that long ago, and over there I noticed just the way people eat is so different than here. Because here people tend to kind of woof it down in big portions. And there is wonderful food, but your meal will take an hour, easy. And they'll slowly have a taste of this and talk and relate to human beings as you're doing that.
We're at a rush, aren't we?
Right.
We
already
are.
You're feeding something deeper.
Guilty.
That human connection, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Lifestyle. Yeah. Maybe we could slow ourselves down and cherish the food that we have been blessed with.
Exactly right.
There you go.
Cherish it.
There. Now, this program is called Spiritual Approach to Weight Management, and it's where's it going to be?
It's at St. John's Episcopal Church in Harrison, Arkansas, 707 West Central. I do ask for people. It's totally free. You're welcome to come. Bring a friend, but please let me know because I'm going to have to make arrangements for handouts and things for everybody. So you can find St. John's. You can always ask Google. Knows everything. Yeah. Even if we don't want it to, it does. So Google St. John's Episcopal Church in Harrison, Arkansas. I also made up a free ebook. I just wrote it myself, ebook, and I will give it free to anyone that emails me for it. So my email address is FR period, so Father FR period, and then my name, Greg Hoover, GregHoover @gmail.com. I'd be happy to send you a digital copy of the book, and maybe that will help you on your journey as well. It's kind of a companion to the whole series.
Do you want people to call you?
Yeah, they can call. The church number is 870 and then 741-5638. It's a great way of RSVPing. They'll also find the church email and things like that on our website, Facebook page.
Is it limited on how many people can attend?
If we have the good problem of too many people attending, I'll have to just kind of tell people we'll do another series.
Okay.
But are you doing it in the parish hall?
We're doing it in the parish hall. Good question. Yes,
Okay.
in the parish hall at St. John's.
Okay.
Yeah, when you come to our parking lot, you'll see this building with white columns in front of it. That's the parish hall.
And the times, because then we're going to do the dates.
Yes, very good. So it's going to be Wednesdays in June at noon. And so
Wednesdays in June at noon.
11th, yes, that's kind of good. 4, 11th, 18th, and 25th, if I'm thinking right. And it's about 1 hour long. We're going to open with prayer, and then we're going to use some scripture and have some meaningful discussions back and forth.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I hope you have a lot of people that are interested in being there.
Thank you, Ann. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
well,
good.
it's nice to meet you, Greg Hoover,
too.
From the Episcopal Church here in Harrison. And wish you well on that. If you're interested in joining this program, you can go to send you an email at fr.greghoover@gmail.com.
Great.
Or you can give them a call at 870-741-5638 for more information. And try to RSVP, right?
Please do.
Yeah,
Please do.
Okay.
And if you have something else that you're teaching, you can feel free to come visit us.
I'm often teaching things, so I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we'll have more for you from Around the Table with Dan and Ann.
Round the table on the original KHOZ.
What are you laughing about over there?
One of these stories.
They're pretty funny, aren't they?
Well, an engaged couple in Brooklyn has managed to cringe out their wedding guests with an awfully presumptuous registry item. The gift includes a down payment for a house.
Oh, good.
I'm not sure. Well, yeah, that's probably pretty ingenious, but
Yeah.
they're having a destination wedding. Oh, okay. Last year, a survey found that about half of newlyweds preferred a cash wedding gift they could put towards a new house.
Yeah.
This might be the first time
Well, you know
someone's
how
asked for a
expensive
down payment.
how expensive houses are.
You know that I've
Jeez.
seen a lot of them lately, like bridal gift, that kind of thing, and they'll have an option for cash,
Yeah.
like a cash card thing.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, hey, you know what?
I take the cash.
So would I. Heck
I take the
yeah.
cash
And then
over
I
any
can buy
gift.
whatever I want.
What if I don't like the gift?
Well, they pick it
Well,
out.
what if
You're
you-
supposed to, on a registry, you pick
Oh.
it out.
Oh, and then when you pick it out, they pull it so you don't
Well,
buy.
supposedly, yeah.
Supposedly.
If you have to do the work. Any of them I've ever seen, you have to go put, yes, I purchased that. But
Yeah. I still have 3 waffle irons from my wedding.
do you really?
No, I'm just kidding.
I still have stuff from when we got married. My
Yeah?
KitchenAid mixer works like a charm.
Yeah.
But there was some stuff I'm like, I don't even use this. Why do I still
know.
have it?
People buy stuff
Crystal.
and you don't need that stuff.
I don't use my crystal. Anyway, whatever.
You need less cash to retire than previously thought. This is going to be exciting
Really?
news for you.
Okay.
'Cause you're wanting to retire, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah. A survey back in April found that Americans think they need $1.46 million to retire. Over $1 million to $1.5 million. $1.5 million to
what?
retire.
Okay, I
what-
may be screwed then.
Comfortably is the key word here.
And your
where you have a-
definition or mine.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a new study says that number is way too high. You'll need much less depending on where you live. Researchers calculated the average length of retirement along with each state's cost of living increased by 20% for comfort. They found that that number was closer to 880,000 on average. That number was closer to 700,000 if you're willing to retire in West Virginia, Arkansas, or South Dakota.
Oh, well, Arkansas, we're right there. I guess I'm covered.
So were you planning on retiring at another state?
No, Dan. It was probably going to be here.
Okay, well, all you need is $700,000,
Okay.
and you can
I
retire.
guess, and I keep telling Richard, you can't quit yet.
Now, what if you live to be
He
120
can't even
years?
draw Social Security yet, so. I mean,
He's
he
just a
can't- He
pup.
can't draw retirement yet.
Well,
Yeah,
You
so
c- you
he
can.
can't retire.
you need to.
I already am.
You okay?
Today's payday. But yeah,
For you.
I did. We're trying to kind of hone in a little bit about what we'd have to do.
Well, if you'd quit doing
Go on
trips to,
but we want to do our trips while we can.
oh yeah.
So while he's
Can you
working.
still do your trips on that budget? On a budget
It
after
wouldn't
retiring?
be probably 2 or 3 a year.
Wouldn't be 2 or 3.
No,
Better keep working
It
because
may
you like
be-
those trips.
I do like the trips until I can't
Can't trip
do
anymore.
it. Right, until I can't trip anymore. Anyway, I didn't even get a chance to look these over for today.
Well, I'll help you out. You never needed 10,000 steps to
I've
stay
heard
healthy.
that.
It was all just a lie.
Liars.
For many years, the belief was that Americans needed to walk 10,000 steps a day for optimum health and to fight off cancer. From Fitbit to Apple Watches, everybody counted their steps, but new groundbreaking research finds that number was only put out there to market fitness trackers.
Oh,
Gosh.
really?
We're going to make some money off this watch if we just tell them that they need to walk 10,000 steps.
Oh, good grief! And that's
And-
true. People did. I mean,
know.
I was one of those, and
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore.
But it was never based on scientific evidence. The study followed 85,000 people for 6 years. They found that 5 to 9,000 steps would basically do it.
Oh, how many?
5 to 9,000.
Okay.
5,000 is all you need. But the sweet spot for fighting cancer and staying fit was close to 7,000.
What? How do they?
I don't
Really?
know. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
Okay. Glad they figured that out.
I'm just a reader.
Sounds to me like that's a wasted.
Yeah.
Never mind what it sounds.
And
like.
also under the life survey category, it says here that singles are done with the dating apps.
Well, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Why is that?
People are swiping left on dating apps. New research finds that the top 4 apps for singles have lost over 1 million subscribers in total in the last year alone. Users say they're sick of others' inconsiderate behavior, like getting ghosted for no good reason. But this study also found ghosting is inevitable since the apps foster boring text exchanges. The other problem is that dating apps have an algorithm to get you to spend more money and not to help you make meaningful connections.
Oh.
It's all profit-based. Lordy, lordy, lord.
Lordy, lordy, lord.
Yeah.
So, they're predicting fewer Americans will travel this summer because why? Why do you think?
They don't have the money.
Because they can't afford it. But the
Right.
lines at Disney World might be a bit shorter this year. So, if you got the money, maybe that's the time to go. There's a survey that finds that less than half of Americans are planning vacation. That's a lot, actually. 65% say it's because they can't afford it. For those who will be traveling, they might not be able to afford it either. For those who will be staying at home, I guess that's probably true. But almost a third say they'll take on debt just to go on summer vacations. I'm making sure I was reading that right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into debt
Just to go on
Well,
summer.
you
Yeah.
put it on a credit card.
Well,
And then you got to pay for it, people.
yeah. Talking about debt, the government will start collecting on student loan payments.
I heard that.
Yeah. If you're one of those students overdue on your loan, you could lose your tax refund. The federal government will resume collections of defaulted student loan payments for the first time since the pandemic. Student loan debt has grown over $1.5 billion since the government put a halt on collecting overdue payments in 2020. The Department of Education says only a third of those with student loan debt have made regular payments. And in case you're wondering, yes, the government can garnish your wages, tax refunds, and government benefits to collect the money. Ouch.
Youch.
But you look at that number, and it's $1.5 billion in total
Student loan
debt.
Okay.
And you go, they found waste, fraud, and abuse $1 billion a day. So you would think that they would give you a pass on some of those.
Don't know, Dan.
Yeah.
That's not something I'm going to dive into.
Yeah, well.
They say that teenagers who go to bed early have sharper brains. Is that any big surprise?
Go to bed early?
Yeah. You think that's a thing? I think that's stupid. I know. I think it's self-explanatory. I'm not even going to read it. Never mind.
Well, let's take a break then if you're not going to read it.
I'm not.
Okay. Let's take our last break of the day before we close out the show, and we'll be right back. Stay with us. All righty. Welcome back.
Alrighty.
Let's see. Do we have
Let's
any
see. What?
any last minute announcements we would need to make?
Well, I don't know, Dan.
You know, Dick's 5 and 10 still going on. You got a couple days left to enter into the $100 a day giveaway right there at Dick's 5 and 10 in Branson, Missouri. They give away $500 Monday through Friday. $100 every day. So
That's pretty
check that
dang
out.
good.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, who doesn't love a free $100
If I didn't have to go to work,
shopping spree?
if I didn't have to go to work, I'd go there every day and enter. Maybe I could win it all.
You think?
No,
Oh.
I don't think they'd allow that.
Well, doggone
Be
it.
some problem.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this story? A woman sues funeral home after they gave her the wrong body. Ooh.
That's not good.
A California woman is suing a funeral home after she claims it misplaced the body of her uncle and gave her someone else.
Oh, come on.
Oh, this is
dear
just
me.
as good. Here you go. She even says they dressed up the stranger in her uncle's suit. How can you miss that?
Well, I don't know what that. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, she said she kept looking at the body and thinking that her uncle wasn't that dark.
He was the wrong skin tone.
I
His
don't know.
color. I mean,
When she pointed it out, the employee fixed it, a.k.a. they found her uncle instead of,
whoever.
whatever. Yeah. She's still suing so they don't do it to somebody else. The funeral home says it did nothing wrong.
Yeah, you did. You screwed up.
Yeah, I think you mislabeled
Yeah, I believe you did.
old Uncle Joe there.
Well, they're probably thinking no harm, no foul. We got the right body in the right place now.
Yeah, right.
This is something positive, I think, or I hope. Several American companies say that they're going to spend even more money to invest in their U.S.-based presence. So that's kind of what this whole administration has been, pushing for. Among the 9 companies who put out press releases vowing their commitment to domestic manufacturing is Apple, who said they will spend over $500 billion on expanding over the next 4 years. Also, look like they need more money. Also, Johnson & Johnson, Honda, Chobani Yogurt all say will be spending billions to keep their workforce and facilities right here in the good old USA.
Okay. All
So,
right.
there you go.
Okay. I'm
Just
sure it'll be a
tidbit.
challenge.
I'm sure it will, and we don't know what that'll do to price. and all
Well,
that, but,
we've I think we've focused so much on cheap labor and cheap products and cheap, and
we've lowered probably our expectations
Right.
in some respects on that.
I bought back in 1985. I remember going to the mall when I lived in South Arkansas, going to the Pine Bluff Mall and buying shirts there for $10 to $12.
Really?
You can still do that today.
You
As
can?
Yeah, you can buy shirts for $12. I mean,
You just have to buy it.
Nice shirts.
Where down there?
They were produced overseas, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But their standard of living hasn't gone up,
Right.
and the profit margin had to have gone up for the people that are distributed all that stuff over here. So you wonder if the people that are making the products are getting less, or they're making the same amount that they did,
Right.
30 years ago.
Right.
So,
Eh.
and I think the focus now is to focus on American people, and we make things again, and we produce products that people will be proud of, and put people to work. And I hope that works. Hope it works. Anyway, on another sad note, it says here that there's no water on Mars.
Can we all just have a moment of silence, please?
Yeah, I was sure hoping to have some water on Mars.
You need a drink when you get there.
Yeah, I know. All that traveling. For a minute, everybody was excited when scientists thought there might be water on Mars, but nope. A new study found they couldn't be that lucky. They saw streaks running down the cliffs on Mars. For decades, experts thought it could be water. Now scientists have recreated those streaks on the Earth and found it's just a mix of wind and dust.
Ew.
So we'll have to just find out another planet to invade someday with some water.
Well, so you got to have water.
You got to have water
Gotta
to
have
have
water.
life. Yeah.
So this is a new thing, ladies, that maybe might rock your socks off. I don't know. The newest lingerie trend is a bra that goes under your skin.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
A new surgical procedure.
No.
Called an internal bra. It's made of a surgical grade mesh that's shaped like a hammock and then implanted into your body. They've been using this stuff to repair hernias for years.
Yeah.
True that. And not only is it supposed to keep the girls lifted without any outside support, but all the scar tissue that grows over it is supposedly makes it more gravity proof. So you're getting the boob lift, the whatever, all in
perkiness,
whatever this is.
You get your perkiness back.
Now, I don't know who they've tested this out on or how far we are into that, but
they need to test it
there's
out
some
on
up and coming thing, the
they need
internal
to te-
bra.
Yeah, they need to test it out on more mature ladies, right?
Yes, they should.
See if it's going to.
Yes. See what it's going to help. You know, you need a good representation. The younger.
Yes.
Younger. The meatier.
Yeah, the younger would be kind of like that. Yeah.
My age, and then, you know.
Would you do something like that?
No. I'm not going to get personal on here.
Well, okay. Well,
I thought about. Never mind. I'm not going to talk about it. No, I did not.
Okay.
That's an introspective thing as well, which I won't cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before, but you know, when you go to college, you get a degree and you think, by golly, I'm going to make $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
But now they say that there's majors that won't make a whole lot of money at all. No degree basket weaving is not a degree in college. But a major in foreign languages could be. According to a Fortune magazine, the typical salary for someone who went to college to learn a foreign language is about $40,000 a year, making it the worst paying college major ever.
Wow. Huh.
General social sciences are almost as bad. Same with performing arts degrees, and graduating with an early childhood education diploma will only make you an average of about $50,000.
You got to go into the engineering
or nursing,
and the nursing.
Yeah,
and
health.
So you can
health
travel
wise.
nurse, and then you can.
Yeah.
Those are like those are. Well, I don't know. Whatever. I know those are necessity jobs, and hey, if you can make money at it, go for it.
You know, we talked about how much money you should have. $700,000 to retire comfortably. But also, there's a report here that says that Americans should have at least $35,000 in emergency savings. Do you?
Not 35.
Not 35.
But I got it.
But I got 38.
I keep some.
How's your bank account looking these days? A new report from Investopedia says that Americans should have at least $35,000 in emergency saving. That's 6 months' worth of expenses, including food, housing, cars, and medical care, which costs the most. If you don't have that, don't feel bad. According to the Federal Reserve, the average amount in America's bank's account is only about $8,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I tried to teach my kids the importance of having savings. Something that when something goes wrong, you got a place to dab in it, and, until you pay it back.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, blah blah blah. There's my preaching.
Your 2 cents worth.
Well, it's only worth about 2 cents, and let's talk about what today is. How about it?
What
Is that
today?
what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Well, bless him.
It's
National Memo Day. If you'd put a memo down that said where you put your piece of paper, you
here
would
it is.
know. You would
I've
be
had
able
it.
to experience this
I got a filing
first
system.
hand. Okay.
All right. International Tea Day.
Well,
That's not golf. That's drinking tea. Raise a glass or a cup to the most consumed drink on the planet.
seriously. Okay.
Tea. Okay. National Waitstaff Day. It's their. It's not your fault. Someone programmed the payment machines to show 25 to 30% tip options. Waitstaff. Oh, I get it now. World Meditation Day. You should be meditating all the time.
Sure. It helps reduce your blood pressure for one. You know, it's just. Yeah. I did that at the dentist the other day. Anyway, the Shorty Awards, winners for 17th Annual Shorty Awards. I don't even know what that is. Best producers, creators of short content on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And it's Kermit the Frog commencement. I believe Kermit the Frog is going to deliver the commencement speech.
All right, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow. Okay.